Hey, Mindful Tribe, can you believe that it is almost the end of 2021? Well, it's great to have you here with me today, Mindful Tribe. Bruce Langford, as you know, Mindfulness Mode podcast. Awesome to have you here as a member of Mindful Tribe. I really appreciate you joining me. And this episode is a holiday wish for you, a genuine wish from the bottom of my heart. I just really wish you the very, very best. And I wish that you feel this amazing feeling in your life of calm, focus, and happiness. And that's because way back in 2015, when I started the Mindfulness Mode podcast, that was one of my goals, is that through mindfulness, I would be able to help you, my listener, learn how to experience calm, focus, and happiness. And that's why I chose that as my tagline: reach new heights of calm, focus, and happiness. So I just really wish this for you. And I've been learning along with you. I've been learning from my fantastic guests. Every one of them I appreciate. And I've learned that it's so important to understand that we have to live with our emotions, and we have to welcome our emotions and be open to our emotions. And that's pretty much where it all starts. Understanding that when we suppress our emotions, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to suppress your emotions, push them away, do things so that we can just not notice them, so that we can pretend they're not there, because that's certainly something I've done a lot in my life. And I've learned from my guests that it's something that many people do. Many people push away their emotions. Now, Mindful Tribe, I'm recording this today on Friday, the 24th, which is Christmas Eve day. And I'm recording this because normally I would record on the Sunday afternoon. As you probably know, I usually record my Sunday night episode on Sunday afternoon and then publish it at 8 o'clock Eastern. So today I'm doing it a little bit earlier because we're going to have our friends here on the 26th. And so I'm really excited about Christmas, and my wife and I and my son, we all really enjoy Christmas. And it's been an absolutely wonderful month preparing and just embracing the happiness that we have in our lives. I mean, it's all about being grateful, isn't it? And that's one of the big things that we've talked a lot about regarding mindfulness is gratitude. It's great when you can truly allow yourself to appreciate whatever is in your life. Now, I'm currently reading, I like to share what I'm currently reading. Right now, I'm reading this book. I think I have it right here. Yes, I do. It's called Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. And it's by David R. Hawkins. Oh my gosh, what a great book. Now, different people on my show have recommended David Hawkins. And then I finally thought, yeah, I'm just going to order these books. This is only one of the books in the series, but this book is the one I started with, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. And wow, I'm just enjoying it. Absolutely enjoying it. And I've told you this before also, though, that one of my favorite books, which has to do with letting go, is called The Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer. And quite a few of my guests have mentioned this too. You might remember that. And this is a book that's written like a novel. And each chapter ends with a cliffhanger. And it's very much an easy read. It's about how the author makes a decision early in his life to simply let go. Makes this decision that he's going to lead his life by letting go and letting things unfold naturally, and basically to say yes to whatever presents itself. And he decides to meditate a lot and have meditation as a central part of his life, and use meditation as a way that he will deal with most aspects of his life. And it's really fascinating how things turn out. So if you haven't read this, I would recommend it, especially if, say, maybe you're just starting this journey to learn about meditation and mindfulness, or it doesn't really matter. Maybe you've been practicing this for years and you've never read this book. I would still encourage it. It's a quick, easy read. I think it will be for you, and just really enjoyable. Now, one of the things I wanted to share with you as my holiday wish is, first of all, like I already mentioned, that my holiday wish for you is that you are able to notice and embrace your emotions, whatever they are. And some of our emotions, of course, can be very painful. You know, the emotions of fear and anger, bereavement. You know, if you've lost a loved one in your life, I feel for you. You know, but nevertheless, it's really important to embrace these emotions. But also, besides learning to embrace the emotions, my holiday wish for you is that you would be able to genuinely ask yourself these 3 questions. And the 3 questions can make a massive difference in your life as to how you process your emotions and whether you actually do process your emotions. And so before I tell you what the 3 questions are, I just want to say that, you know, one of the things I've learned is that the most effective and most life-changing things that I've learned in my life have been the simplest. And that's, you know, as humans, we tend to overcomplicate things. We tend to think that for something to be effective and really worthwhile, it has to be something that either costs a lot of money or takes a lot of time to learn, or it's just very difficult to comprehend it. Well, actually, I think in some ways the opposite is true. Sometimes some of these things are very, very simple. And the person who teaches this process of these 3 questions, he uses this method. And if you've listened to a lot of my episodes, you would have learned this before. He says, Bruce, just pick up a pen. Just pick up a pen. So that's what I have. He says, I want you to just hold the pen, and then just hold the pen loosely. And he says, okay, release it and drop it. He said, that's how easy it actually is to let go of your emotion, let go of what's bothering you, let go of something that's holding you back. And so then he takes me through this method. And this method is taken from the Sedona Method. And that's at sedona.com, Sedona, sedona.com. And this is something that I learned from Hale Dwoskin. And Hale Dwoskin teaches the Sedona Method. And I interviewed him back in 2020 in July, and it was episode 570. So you can go to that, mindfulnessmode.com/570. You can hear Hale on that episode. And he's a New York Times best-selling author of the Sedona Method. And he's featured in a movie called Letting Go. And you'll learn more about him if you listen to that episode. And this method was invented or created first by Lester Levinson. And he wrote a book called Happiness is Free, and it's easier than you think. This is actually a 5-book series. But all of this, and there's lots to learn, really, I suppose, but it all boils down to these 3 questions. So think to yourself, is there a situation in your life that really irritates you, that really bothers you? And you once you start to notice your thoughts, you realize that you're thinking about this a lot. Or maybe there's a person in your life that really rubs you the wrong way, that really bothers you. Maybe it's someone at work, and maybe you think about this person a lot and you wish that they weren't in your life because they just irritate you and bother you, and anything like that. Well, that's something to start with. Start with this focus of what is this thing that is bothering you. And then here are the 3 questions. The first one is, could I let this go? Could I let go of this feeling that this person is bothering me? Could I, if I wanted to? Could I? And so it's just very simple. Could I do it? Could I? And just meditate on that. Think about it. If I could I? If I knew how to do it, could I? Think about all different aspects of this. Could I let go of this? And once you've really focused on this, you might think, just like the pen, could I drop the pen? Well, the answer is yes. I know how to release the tension that I have in my fingers. I know how to do this. So could I? Yes, I could. And would I? Okay, here's the other thing is, personally, I think most of us know the answer to could I is yes. Maybe it isn't for you. I don't know. But would I? Because sometimes deep down in our, just deep down in our thoughts, we're hanging on to this feeling of angst, or this feeling of, well, whatever it is, whether it's anger or whether it's pain or whether it's hurt or whatever, maybe I'm consciously hanging on to this. So would I let go of this? Would I, if I could? So again, something to meditate on, something to think about, something to ponder. You may decide immediately. You may not need to ponder it much at all, or you might need to. But just to focus on these questions, could I, would I? And the third question is when? When would I let go of this? Would it be tomorrow? Would it be next week? Would it be in a year? And you could very well come up with the answer that, well, now. Yes, I could. Yes, I would. Now I could. But the thing is, it does not matter what the answer is to these three questions. It doesn't have to be yes, I could, yes, I would, and now. It can be any answer at all. But the thing is, it's the process of thinking through what is the answer, thinking through what does this question mean. And it just, well, maybe it doesn't to you, but to me, it sounds so simple. Three simple questions: could I, would I, and when. So I encourage you to just consider these three questions. And in my opinion, that's a holiday gift, is to help you understand that peace for all of us can lie in these three questions, in the answers to these three questions. Calm, focus, and happiness can be achieved by answering these three questions. And calm, focus, and happiness can also be achieved in other ways too. I mean, there are a number of ways you can find peace in your life. Hypnosis is one of them that has really worked for me and made a big difference. And the thing about hypnosis is that it works for nearly every issue. Hypnosis is incredible. I just think I am so fortunate to be a trained hypnotist, so I can help other people, but I can help myself. I can do self-hypnosis and understand that hypnosis works for almost anything that is holding you back or causing you angst, whether you're not sleeping well, whether you have a lot of fear, you have a bad habit that you just really want to release, you want to let go of it. Well, self-hypnosis will help you do that. And maybe it's trauma or pain or motivation. You just can't get motivated for something. Well, hypnosis can help, and it can change. It can change everything in your life, it really can. And I know that because of the testimonials I've received from people I've worked with. And hypnosis, the thing about that is it works when almost everything else has failed. And that's what Erica Flint taught me, my hypnosis teacher, Erica. She said, hypnosis is one of those things that, like, maybe you've tried 27 ways to quit smoking, and then the 28th way is hypnosis, and that works. Well, hypnosis works when so many other things didn't work. No matter what you've tried already, hypnosis can be the answer you're looking for. So I have been very grateful to have had 2021 where I've worked with quite a few different clients, and we've started with, okay, where are you? Where do you want to go? Where are you right now? What is bothering you in your life? Why did you come to me? What is it you want to resolve? What do you want to change in your life? And let's get this all very clear. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? And do you know what's an incredible experience for me is that when a client, after a few weeks of working with me, says, Bruce, what is it we were working on? I've kind of forgotten why I came to you in the first place. And I can go to those original notes and I'm like, okay, here are all the things you said originally that you wanted to let go of, or the things that were really bothering you, the reasons why you got together with me and hired me to help you. So if you move to a place where you've forgotten those original problems, challenges, those feelings that were holding you back, then wow, that's incredible. So my wish for you, whether you're having holidays or not, whether you're celebrating or not, maybe you celebrate Christmas, maybe you don't, maybe you celebrate something else at this time of year, maybe you don't. But my wish for you is that you just feel good, that you feel calm, focused, and happy. And I'll mention that I'm really experimenting with something with this episode, and that is that I'm recording a video of this as well. So if you're listening to the audio only, you can actually check out the video of this and see me as I record this. It's episode 722. So go to mindfulnessmode.com/722vid, VID, and you will find the video of this. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing or giving it a like, that would be fantastic, because I've decided to put focus on my YouTube channel and to upload videos to YouTube, and because so many people really love videos and are inspired by them. So you'll see that I have some videos there, and if you'd give it a like, I'd appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind checking out my TikTok channel, I'm putting some videos on there, just becoming more active in social media. So TikTok, type in Bruce Langford. And for most of my social media, that's where you'll find me, under Bruce Langford. And I welcome you to have a look and to, send me a message or reach out to me. And I just wish you all the very best. Thanks so much for listening. Bye now.